Should we be on red alert with monkeypox now making the news? Monkeypox is making headlines with more than 80 cases discovered in 12 countries and many more potential cases under investigation, leading some to ask the question, is monkeypox the next pandemic? Well, what is monkeypox and do you really need to be worried about it? I'm a dermatologist and I treat all sorts of skin conditions, including things like monkeypox and that whole family of viruses. So I'm going to break it down for you today to tell you what it is, how to identify it, how to avoid it, and how to treat it if you do get monkeypox. First off, what is the virus? Monkeypox is a double-stranded DNA virus and it replicates inside the cytoplasm of the cells. This is a completely different virus type than that of COVID. The monkeypox virus is in a family of virus called Poxviridae. Some other noteworthy viruses in this category include smallpox, Vaccination, cowpox, tanapox, orf, milker's nodules, and molluscum contagiosum. Some of those you've likely heard of, and some of them are probably completely foreign to you. These were all things that I had to learn in great detail to pass my boards and become a board-certified dermatologist. Now, monkeypox is of course primarily found in non-human primates, but it can be in small rodents and even in humans who have close contact with these primates. Monkeypox primarily occurs in Africa, of course, and it can be spread through inhalation or through direct inoculation, meaning you have to touch one of the lesions on the skin of an animal or person that has the virus. Now, monkeypox has been discovered in the United States before. The last major outbreak was in 2003 due to human contact with infected guinea pigs that were previously exposed to a Gambian giant rat from Ghana. And if my memory serves me correctly, this was from an exotic pet dealer who was importing animals that they really shouldn't have been bringing into the United States. So anytime we're talking about a pandemic, you're probably wondering, is there a vaccination against this disease? And actually, the smallpox vaccine, due to the similarity between the smallpox virus and the monkeypox virus, offers pretty good protection against monkeypox. However, we stopped mass inoculation against smallpox in 1972 because it had essentially been eradicated from the world. So if you were born after 1972, you haven't been inoculated against smallpox except in special circumstances like military service, and you could be at risk for monkeypox if you were in the right situation to pick it up. But is that really a risk? We're going to keep talking about it. Like many other viral infections, once you're infected, you can start to develop malaise or flu-like symptoms, being feverish, chills, sweat, being achy, and these kind of prodromal symptoms will occur before the rash will appear on the skin. Like most poxvirus infections, the rash is really what is prominent, and the rash from monkeypox starts out like very small papules on the skin, and these occur in a centrifugal distribution, meaning more on the extremities than on the trunk, and they can appear on the palms and the soles. And if you know much about dermatology and rashes, there's not a whole lot of things that occur on the palms and the soles, and so that really narrows down the potential diagnoses when somebody comes in and we see a rash on the hands and the feet. Now, once you get those little papules, they can progress, and the next stage will be turning into a vesicle or a pustule. A vesicle is filled with a little bit of fluid that looks kind of mostly clear or strawish colored, and a pustule, of course, is pus-filled. Now, individuals that have monkeypox may just have a few of these lesions, or they can have more than 100 lesions covering their body. These lesions can also appear at different stages, and so you can have some that are just starting to erupt and some that have then crusted over and are on their way out. And that is kind of the last stage of the skin rash, is the papule turns into a vesicle or a pustule. They can then enlarge a little bit, they often break open, and then they crust over, and that's when they start to heal over. Now, as that rash heals, kind of like chickenpox, which is not in the Poxviridae family, you can actually get scarring from this eruption. So it can leave permanent scars on the body. Most people also will get some lymphadenopathy or swollen lymph nodes, and they can develop respiratory symptoms like a cough. So what do we do if somebody actually develops a monkey virus infection? Well, like many viral infections, the treatment is largely supportive. This is not like a bacterial infection where we can just give an antibiotic and we can kill it and clear it up. Viruses are much more difficult to treat by and large, and so prevention is usually the best strategy when it comes to viruses, so we give supportive care. This is, for most people, a self-limited infection, meaning it's not going to lead to their demise. They're going to be pretty uncomfortable, they'll get a rash, they could get scarring, but they're going to survive this eruption. If you're otherwise compromised in your health, multiple comorbid medical conditions, you may be at a much higher risk, which was obviously the case with COVID. In certain high-risk circumstances, when somebody first is exposed to monkeypox, we may actually give them the smallpox vaccine, which has been shown to be somewhat protective by kicking their immune system into gear to fight off that family of viruses. There's also an antiviral medication called cidofovir, which can be given to those individuals also at high risk. However, as I said, most people are going to find that this is a self-limited infection that will go away on its own with, good rest, hydration, and just supportive care in general. So the big question is, how transmittable is this thing? Are you really at risk, and is this going to become the next pandemic? I'm not an epidemiologist, nor am I in infectious disease, but I do treat a lot of viral infections and had to study a ton for my boards, and monkeypox is not highly transmissible from human to human. It definitely can happen, but this, in my opinion, does not have the legs that something like COVID did to be a mass worldwide pandemic or even a real endemic threat to the United States. So it's highly unlikely that this is going to be something that you have to worry about unless you're traveling to areas where they've reported many, many cases. So for most people, just go about your lives and continue to take the normal precautions for your own health that you would otherwise. So no, we don't need to go into red alert. Monkeypox is not going to be the next pandemic, in my opinion. I hope you guys found this educational and entertaining. What are you guys' thoughts about all of this news around monkeypox? Is it something that's causing you to worry, or are we still just taking precautions against COVID? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And if this video was helpful to you, I want you to share it with somebody else. And do me one more favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you back on the next video.